Hey, in this video, you'll learn how Twain's agents work. This feature was designed for two purposes. On the one hand, it will make the visibility on how to create search agents that will search for buying signals and qualification agents that will disqualify any contact or accounts that don't fit our campaigns. The second reason is to help you make your experience with Twain better and better the more you use Twain. So stay with me until the end of this video and I'll walk you through specific examples on how to create an agent with your existing collateral, how to write specific buying signals with natural language, how to brainstorm with Twain's agents on improving your setup, and how to make Twain's agents smarter and smarter the more you use them. Let's get started. First, we're going to create our very first agent. You'll click here and you'll see that I have to enter my website domain to identify what product this agent is representing. It is very important that you understand that you cannot change this later on. This is tied to each and every agent that you create. So of course, in our case, we are going to use Twain. The next part is basically a meta prompt giving the agent purpose and talking about the audience. In this example, we are going to do a very universally applicable TAM nurturing agent. So we don't have one specific signal, but we want to work with the agent on a few signals. I can upload a file here and I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to add a quick prompt. All right, so I have added a quick prompt explaining a little bit about what type of outreach we want to run. And you can also see here that I've uploaded our lm.txt file that describes what Twain does. So now I'm going to hit continue, and Twain is going to propose buyer personas for me. For the sake of this video, we're just going to accept them. And you'll see here next that we can see here that Twain is coming up with signals to search for. And also this is our signal and research agent. And the second thing is our qualification agent. You can see just from my inputs, we have already identified two things that we want to search for and two filters to qualify. I'm going to create the agent now. And this was the entire agent setup process. Now we're going to look at the interface. On this side, we have a description. This is very helpful in case we are working with multiple team members to understand immediately when they click through the agents on like what the purpose of this agent is. The signals here, the warnings, I can obviously make edits. The next one is the buyer personas. I can add personas here. I can go through them. And then the writing style, where I can create an agent tone. I can add blocked words. Twain is capable of blocking words on the token level, so you'll never have to write these annoying prompts of never use this and that. Not only words, but also phrases. And then the last thing is some company vocabulary. Something specific you want the agent to know about your product, your company, your value proposition. Something really cool here on the right side is that Twain's agent here on the right side is actually aware of everything in these settings and can also access the web for you. Not only that, you can brainstorm with Twain. I'm just going to quickly click on review my setup, and now the agent is going to go through my setup and give me feedback on what we can improve. I can go back and forth and then ask Twain to also apply changes. You should definitely test this on your own. And in case you have forgot to add some files, you can always go back in here and upload some more documents. Now, we're just going to go ahead and create the first campaign with an agent. I'll go in here, create campaign. In this case, I'm going to upload a CSV now. All right, we have uploaded a file. Next, I'm going to pick my agent. Of course, as of right now, I only have one. The very cool thing is you might not want to target all of your buyer personas in every campaign that you run with this agent. So I can always toggle any of the buyer personas that are stored in my agent. For the case of this campaign, I'm going to use all of them. Now, the last thing is that I'm going to describe the campaign idea behind it. Something that is different now is that I don't have to talk about specific rules and research prompts in here. I can focus on my intent and some context, because the agent already has all the research that I want to be done, signals to search for and qualification rules stored. The last step we all know is the sequence, style and structure and channel. Now I'm going to create this and I'm going to show you one last thing that is very, very cool and important to understand with how agents work for you moving forward. So now we are generating the very first contact in our campaign, and of course we can also see the expanded research at work. Something that's new is that here at the top you'll see what agent is active. I can quickly click on the agent setup and I can see the exact settings here. One more tab that you'll see here on the campaign level is updates. As of right now, there are no updates. So what does updates mean? Updates means that, let's say in this example, I now remember that I haven't blocked some specific words that I find very annoying, and I really care about the language that we're using. So now I'm in my campaign, I'm reviewing the messaging, and that's typically when I notice some things that I want to be changed and I want Twain to store that for me. Let's take the example of actually updating the blocking words. So I just took my typical block list and I'm just gonna say, hey, never use any of the following words / phrases. And I am in my campaign right now, right? Like I'm not in the agent setup. That is very important. But while I am on this campaign, we know that this is the agent that is being actively used in this campaign. And suddenly you see here, not only that the sequence is outdated, you see here under agent setting a blue dot. So, and then you follow the blue dot and you see under updates that there is a new update, okay? So something very important. We see that this was a local change because we made that change here in the campaign. But without us having to think about this further, Twain is going to store these updates for us. So the more we work with the messaging on a campaign level, the more updates will be stored, and then we can here go and publish this to the source agent. And I'll quickly show you what happens. Now, before I hit on publish, I go back to agent just to confirm that you see the block list here is empty. Now I'll go back to our campaign, go back to the updates here, and now I'm going to say publish to source agent. We'll go back to the agent, writing style, and you see all the block list updated. This will of course work for other updates as well, and I just want to quickly show you the logic behind. So when you and your team are working with the messaging, making updates, changing things, under the hood, Twain is storing them through updates. And then you can go in here and go into the updates and say, okay, I want to keep this locally, or I want to update this to the source agent so that the source agent gets better and better. Once again, we can go back in here and see that Twain suggested a few things that we can improve. I can now tell Twain what exactly changed, what I don't want to change, ask it a few more things. I can upload files, I can add case study links. Twain can then access the case study and update, for example, our social proof and so on. So have fun. Thanks for sticking with me for so long. We really hope this is a very helpful update for you to make your life even easier. And I highly recommend talking and brainstorming with your new agent right inside of Twain. And as always, remember, we can deploy these agents through the campaigns in Clay, in n8n, through the API, through the newly released MCP, wherever you want, and run them anywhere.